What advice would you give to a guy who's about to have sex for the first time? Sex is supposed to be fun for both partners. If one of you isn't having fun, stop or slow down. Because you're missing the point. Exactly. Having fun is the most important part. That's also why it's important to not be too serious. It's okay to laugh, smile and be playful. It's not porn. Don't get so nervous that you forget to take the condom off when you finish, only to have it fall out of your shorts and plop on the floor at 7-Eleven while you're getting celebratory Slurpees for you and your girl. This is oddly specific. Did this happen to you? It happened to OP's friend, and it's nice of him to share his wisdom with us. Don't be mad about finishing quick, it happens, especially your first time. I still finish quick after 10 years lol. Listen to your partner. If they say just like that, don't switch it up. And if they say deeper, pull your nuts back because it's time to bust out the emergency inch. Or put their legs over your shoulders while you're on top. Has the desired effect. No emergency inch required. Trim your nails. Wash your hands. Use them gently. And for the love of God, stay away from any hot chilies. If you are on top in missionary position, please support your own weight with your elbows. Thank you. Wait, do some guys just lay on girls with their entire weight? Can't imagine why anyone would do that lol. It seems like there are more people who like it than I expected. But for the love of God, don't do it without making sure your partner likes it too. My girlfriend absolutely insists I crush her. I'm constantly trying to support myself, and she just pulls me down. As with all things in sex, follow the basic niceties until you're told not to lol. Don't think too hard. However, don't try not to think too hard. Because the act of trying not to think too hard will actually make you think too hard. Best not to think about it, or at least try not to. Not coming or coming too fast during your first sex is perfectly normal and shouldn't be embarrassed about it. It took me 6 months after losing my virginity to come for the first time during sex. Some might wish for delayed ejaculation, but I promise you, it is not fun at all. We are still together 6 years later and having great sex now though. So it can and does get better for anyone else who may is struggling with it. As a woman, I don't understand why men think not coming for a super long time is something desirable. Like, I get it feels great and you don't want that feeling to end after 5 minutes. But after 30 minutes of it, we get sore. After an hour, eventually I am thinking, oh my god, I got shit to do. It's alright. Foreplay is important. Consider foreplay an essential part of sex. Putting it in isn't the beginning. It's somewhere in the middle. Absolutely. One trick is, I assume most guys got involved in some maquillage heavy petting sessions before they ever actually have sex. Maybe it's different now, but my first girlfriend wasn't ready for 6 months. We did make out a lot over that time, and over that time I learned the ways I could use my hands and my mouth to, for lack of a better term, work her up. In her particular case, she went wild. If you knew how to kiss a neck without giving a hickey, I mean more than just kiss, you get what I mean. And a dozen other things like that. When we finally did it, I started off just like I would one of our 100 maquillage sessions. Worked her up like crazy, and when we finally got to it, she was like, ready, man. And it actually went really well, man. That was over 20 years ago. I still remember how it felt, like we were both made of electricity. I hope she's happy. Laugh it off when things are funny or go wrong. My absolute number one. Two bodies can make some damn funny sounds. Be gentler than you've seen in porn. Especially if it's the other person's first time too. Unless they ask you not to be lol. If one of you can't finish, that's fine, there's always next time. And that's not the only thing it's about anyway. Some people seem to misunderstand me. It's not fine if you come and don't try to help the other person get there. I said can't as in it's starting to get stressful, frantic, uncomfortable. It's okay to stop if it's not happening. Without guilt or feelings of inadequacy. To oh damn, my first awards. Thank you all so much. See. Or if you finish before her, use her tongue and fingers to stimulate her so she can finish as well. Alternatively, if you know what you're doing, or if you're a first timer, get really lucky, go down on her first. Best case scenario, she gets off before you. Worst case scenario, the foreplay will help and signals you at least care about getting her off. Manage your expectations. It's not a contest. The first time you drove a car you may have made some rookie errors. But look at you now. You're fine. Porn is very fake and unrealistic. Real people don't tend to duck like that. You're not completing a checklist. You're having a real human experience. It feels better when you are relaxed. Shower first. Edit. Whoa. I have never edited this much before. Thanks everyone and good luck. OP. Porn is to 6. What martial arts movies are to fights? Edit. My first gold. And it's a sex analogy. Love you guys. Chuck Norris Walker Texas Ranger is to martial arts what hentai is to sex. However, Chuck Norris Walker Texas Ranger is to art what passion is to lovemaking. I'm a girl. And I would say, don't be embarrassed if you come quick. Most of the time we really don't mind, so long as you get us off afterwards. And that is not as difficult as you'd think. Just ask the girl what she likes and do what she says. Be safe. Don't be embarrassed. Most people's first times are quick and might not go as planned. Just talk to your partner and take your time. Find what you like and how you like it. Sex is meant to be enjoyed. Just talk to your partner. Probably the most important part. It's not a sacred ceremony. You both need to talk to each other. Not saying you gotta have a deep discussion about everything. But you both need to be comfortable and you both need to actually speak to make this possible. Use condoms. If you feel something pop, but they don't seem to affect it, you probably just rip the condom. If it gets warmer all of a sudden, you broke the condom. Slow the duck down. Use lube. And communicate without talking too much. The goal should be both people have fun. If you see any non-verbal cues that your partner is uncomfortable, then ask what you can do differently to help them feel good. But don't be so focused on their pleasure exclusively. You both should be having a good time together. Oh, and don't stop means do exactly the same thing you're doing. It does not mean go faster. Got the amount of orgasms I have ruined by saying just like that, LOL. It's really refreshing to see so many guys giving genuine advice. I'm hoping that some advice from a woman could be useful too. So I'll offer my 2 cents. Be honest about it being your first time. She will either say mine too, or she will take the reins and show you what to do. By all means, keep quiet about it. But you run the risk of her leaving you to do all the work and you floundering because you're not sure where to go with it. Better to be honest. Work together. It takes 2 to tango. Foreplay is everything. You can have more fun messing about with each other than you can just mindlessly screwing. Ask her what feels good, when to switch things up. Harder, softer, faster, slower, etc. Ignore absolutely everything you've ever seen in porn. It's completely normal to come really quickly, or even not at all when sex is still new to you. Don't sweat it if you feel like you've come way too quick. Don't be afraid to just carry on with foreplay and keep her going. I've had a fair number of sexual partners and only one of them carried on with me after he'd finished. And after a while he was ready to go again. Literally won himself 100 points for that. Communicate with each other before, during and after. You can only get better each time. Every single person is different. I've slept with guys who have reliably admitted to having a body count in triple digits. And they've been an incredibly shite lay. And I've been with guys who have had less than 10. And they've been incredible. One woman might love what another woman hates. Treat every new partner like it's your first time and you're figuring it out all over again. Always have more than one condom on you. If I had £1 for every time I'd had one break when trying to put it on, or it's come off halfway through, I'd have enough money to buy way better vibrators. Sex makes some weird and wonderful noises. Laugh it off. It's meant to be fun. If you make her sound like a welly full of custard, you can give yourself a pat on the back. Her queefing is normal. It only really happens if you've used certain positions or you've ducked her really hard. but take it as a compliment and not something gross. It's literally just air. Clean up afterwards is never dignified. Be a gent and chuck her a towel baby wipe. Give her a nice cuddle afterwards. Don't take criticisms personally. As I said, one woman will love what another hates. Take what she says on board and sex will get better and better each time. Also, be open about what worked well for you and what you'd maybe like to change next time. Word it constructively. Bitches, be sensitive. For example, I'm not sure if such and such did it for me. It sure was fun to try, but maybe next time we could try ABC instead. And I really liked it when you did this. That felt great. Give her compliments such as you look so pretty when you come, or I love hearing you enjoy yourself. Don't take yourself or sex too seriously. Just enjoy it. Lastly, don't flood your brain with each and every price of advice somebody gives you, because you won't be able to shut it off, and it will keep you from enjoying the moment to its full potential. Hold on to 1 or 2 suggestions and just go with it. 1. Damn. Compliments on how lovely I look when I orgasm keep me coming back every time. One of the sexiest things a partner can say. Top-notch advice. Me too. So much insecurity about cum faces noises when it should be considered the biggest compliment at all that you've managed to get them. Somebody could have the weirdest cum face sounds, but the very fact you got them off makes it spectacular regardless. I'd go as far as saying that the more ridiculous they are, the harder they came. XD. Relax. Don't do it when you wanna come to it. Relax. Don't do it when you wanna come. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. 1. Relax. 2. Don't overthink it. Shyness, embarrassment, anxiety, excitement, etc. 3. Relax. 4. Pay attention. Listen to partner's body movement, breathing, moans. Communication in sex is key and very important to the best sex. Not everyone is vocal, or if newbie not aware of what they like, so pay attention to other signs. 5. Be respectful. Be playful. Be prepared. Lube. Condoms. 6. Pace yourself. Breathe. Look up tantric change up positions during, especially to last longer. Pulling it out to switch up will buy you some time. Have fun. Peace. Always strive to be attentive, giving, and fun. You want them to want to come back. Tell their friends it was amazing as opposed to horrible. Sex should not be about hitting a target, i.e. coming. It should be about the process. Getting the big O will happen naturally if you enjoy the process. If you've watched porn before, you see how there's hardly any enjoyment of the act. It's all very robotic, as if they were going through a checklist. Okay guys, let's get fingering. Then we will go for 2 sex of her getting 8, then blowjob, then this, then that. They almost all seem like the same video. As a result, a vast majority of men in their 20s have no idea how to please their partner, and it's because they don't get in touch with each other. It almost seems more like they're following a WikiHow list on how to have sex and maybe finish. It's your first time, so you may do a lot better than you think, or just okay. I guarantee you there are way too many men out there who've slept with 10 plus women who haven't given most of them an orgasm. So don't feel self-conscious. The fact that you want to learn is already awesome. I guarantee you that if you actually enjoy the process without rushing, and you actually enjoy her body, not just her private areas, she will enjoy it before it even begins. Also remember that foreplay begins outside the bedroom. Open the door for her, make her smile, etc. Make her feel beautiful. Take your time with the foreplay. Do not bite her nipples, and don't press too hard or too fast on the clit, like you're mad at it. Don't do anything you've seen in porn. Communicate. Don't be weird and silent. Make the noises you're feeling. It'll make her feel better. See, communicate. It's okay if you finish immediately or not at all. Happens. Make it up to her by being generous with your mouth. Wear a condom. If you finish quickly, don't just stop all sexual activity. Pleasure her some more. Don't penetrate her unless you have already engaged in foreplay, and then you might get hard pretty quickly in time for a second round, which will likely last longer. Sex doesn't just end when the guy ejaculates. Tell the other person it's your first time. Try to take a shower together before. Always bring your own condoms. Foreplay is important, especially to help girls get lubricated. Know that you will probably come very early. In my opinion, your job is to make the other person have an orgasm and vice versa. So keep your focus on the other person. Have a pee at least 30 minutes later. Helps keep the equipment clean. And a tip for when you have more experience that works for me. Instead of trying not to come or delay it, train yourself to keep erect after you come. Because then you can just change the condom and get back into action. In my experience, my wife can have multi-orgasms way after I come. So using this approach you can have a very satisfied exhausted partner. Have fun. It's supposed to be fun for two. Let her ride your face. There is no better sensory experience than that. I mean, if you're halfway competent it will be good for her and put her in charge, but it's a selfish pleasure as a guy to just let a girl go to town on you like that. Am I going to smother you? Don't know. Don't care. Climb on up. Sign D. Above all else, focus on pleasing your partner. Serving her is the best way to get a repeat that's good for both of you. Ask your partner what feels good and constantly check in with them to make sure they're okay. Asking stuff like, does this feel good, is really helpful. Communicate with your partner about how you feel too. If your partner is trying to pleasure you, but they're doing it wrong and it hurts, let them know and help them fix what they're doing. Don't be embarrassed. Sex is something that can be awkward or stupid or funny. So being with a partner you really trust, especially for your first time, is important. The first time giving my boyfriend a hand job I couldn't stop laughing and being awkward about it. But we just moved past it without making stuff weird. Find someone like that who'll understand if you're nervous or awkward. Consent is important before sex and during sex. Constantly check in with your partner and try to make sure they still want sex during it. And don't be upset if they say no or don't want to. They have a right to say no. The same goes for you as well. If you don't want to do something or you're not in the mood anymore, say so. If your partner doesn't respect that, then that's entirely a them problem. Aftercare is really important too. After you both finish, aftercare is a really important part and honestly my favorite part too. It doesn't have to be anything major, just some cuddles or helping them get dressed again. There are a lot of different ways to do aftercare, so find what works best for you and your partner. Sex is not like it seems in porn at all. Setting a safe word might help, regardless if it's gentle first time sex or after stuff. Sometimes your partner or you might be afraid to say no. So setting a simple safe word you can say if things get to be too much or painful is smart. 1. Use protection. 2. Communicate with your partner. 3. Since you and another person have decided to get intimate, realize it's a safe space. If things don't go according to plan, talk about it. Finishing too soon or too late, etc. 4. Just as anything in life, it's a skill you're going to have to learn. Don't expect some recreation of a movie you once saw realistically. It's going to look closer to two seals slamming against each other. 5. Have fun. Most important thing to know, forget everything you ever saw on porn. Most women have had a partner who emulates what they've seen in porn, and it's just awful. Gentle is the key until you know each other better. When you touch her intimately, imagine you are touching your own eyelid as gently as possible. Ask for feedback. Ask what she wants. A lot. Ask, is this okay? A lot. The best sex I've ever had was very chatty with a lot of laughter. It is absolutely the best plan to tell them that you are inexperienced and let them take the lead. It'll be better for you too. You can switch up lead roles in future. It's fine to take the pressure off yourself for a while at first. Good luck and have fun.